So, some interesting notions about Chinese tanks and World of Tanks. Sorry guys, I'm a little bit sick today, but I did want to make the video, so I'm going to keep going. The Chinese tank concepts are quite interesting to me because in form they are obviously similar to Soviet tanks. That's what form they kind of take, and oftentimes lighter and more attacking oriented as opposed to heavily armored. But what is so interesting is that even though in form they seem like Soviet tanks, in function they're not actually that similar to Soviet vehicles. Because how do I explain this? If you look at the roots of the Chinese vehicle tree, you see that they've taken actually inspiration from all different nations. So Soviet, American, German, and I believe even French, perhaps, if I recall correctly. And and they've all sort of meshed it into their own sort of style, which is looks Soviet. It kind of has the form of a Soviet, but I would say they take on a more of the functionality of a lot of American tanks, where they rely on speed and power in order to, you know, decide to that's how they that those are the strengths. Those are the tactical strengths of the vehicles. Even though they look Soviet, their tactical strengths are more similar to American than they are of the Russian style. Because the Russian style is more defensive. It's more about being able to trade well. Like that one person shoots, you shoot, and then you both sort of and then you disengage, right? And then if your armor has a good chance of bouncing their shell, and their armor's probably not as good, so they're probably just going to take the hit, and then in that trade you win. But you can't exactly do that on Chinese vehicles because your armor isn't that reliable, kind of like American armor. Your armor is good enough in a dynamic situation, not just clashing, but when you're actually maneuvering, which is similar to the United States style as well. Yep, those are my thoughts about Chinese vehicles. Post your favorite Chinese vehicle in the comments below. See you later.